You were a special agent, you were a group supervisor, you're a rack, and then you're an ASAC. Which one was your best job?
That's tough. Um, you know, I enjoyed in a 35-year career, I was a supervisor for 24 of those years. So, I mean, that's pretty heavy on the management side.
Yeah.
And without becoming an SES with, but by choice.
Yeah.
That's more stories later on in my career. Uh, I really think I enjoyed the supervisor role as a coach because I contemplated going into coaching also when I finished my football career
Mhm.
because I like watching people develop. I like helping people develop.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm giving something to people.
Yeah.
And again, because I'm a patriotic guy, I'm giving it back to the United States, and I'm having this broader effect than just me out there fighting against the wind. I've got a team going. Um, I'd be hard pressed to pick which one. I was so proud of the people I worked with, the friends I worked with in Tucson,
Mhm.
the incredible work the guys I worked with in Bogota. Midland has a role in my heart because we went from nothing to great success.
Yeah.
And San Antonio, I still live here. Um, we took it to a new level, and I can't pick one over the other.
Well,
There were different challenges in each.
I just I'm curious about what you would say because like for example, I talked to Bodner, SAC of Los
Right,
Angeles,
sure.
and there's if I'm remembering correctly, I think it was kind of a tie. He said, "Look, group supervisor is a great job, just a great job. You get to kind of direct people, but you let them do what you want, but you're still out on the street. You're not doing your own paperwork, and it's just a fun job." Now he ultimately became a SAC, and he's like, "That's a pretty good job as well." But you've kind of you started off as an agent, went to group soup, then you're kind of a rack where you're handling it just a little bit more responsibility, but then you end up as an ASAC too. And I just kind of was wondering, is there a
Well, I was a unique ASAC.
okay?
So I went from Midland, Texas, where I had a 9 county area of responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
I came to San Antonio, Texas. I had a 50 county area responsibility. In those 50 counties, I had the seventh and 11th largest cities in the United States
Mm,
with a population base of citizens well over 5 million people in that area. San Antonio should have been a division office, still should be a division office, but DEA chose not to make it a division office. I had an area of responsibility and a command structure that was bigger than a few divisions at the time. But where I'm going with this as an ASAC,
mm-hmm.
I was not an ASAC who locked myself in my office.
Mm,
I kept my finger on the pulse of everything going. Was I out on every deal? Absolutely not. Did I pick and choose and go out on the street? I did
okay.
on certain things,
Okay.
certain high risk things where I thought there should not for oversight, but
Mm-hmm.
just I wanted to see how my people were doing to see if we needed to improve something,
Yeah.
um, and to be an extra gun on the street. I never forgot where I came from. I was always an agent.
Yeah.
Um, or there was just a reason to go out. Maybe I had a slow day of paperwork. I would go out on certain deals, certain more interesting deals
Mm,
to go out. But with that, I learned from good supervisors. Right. I had it was always a nervous thing, but I had a special agent in charge, Julius Beretta, in San Diego, who I guess we made good coffee in our group. He always came by our group every morning to get coffee.
yeah.
And he would just, chat a little bit with some of the agents, made the GS always nervous because, like, don't tell him anything I'm not supposed to know. Well, we knew that. But you need to be seen as a supervisor. You need to be engaged with your people, even though you're the second level supervisor, because again, it gives them confidence. They know you care.
All right.
So I made it a point. I did a lot of, I think some people call it like walk around leadership. Now somebody's like coined this term. To me, it came naturally. Several times a day, I would make sure I got out of my office, had a cup of coffee, walked around, talked to guys about different cases going on. Not trying to play gotcha with the GS on anything,
Yeah.
but let them know that I was interested in the cases and where could I be of assistance. Because sometimes guys need stuff. And a lot of times, they're nervous to talk to the GS, or the GS doesn't want to talk to you about it,
Yeah.
or where could I help? So I was extremely engaged. And I also wanted them to know that I believed in them, and that to me, as now I'm kind of a strategic coach, right? That I've got their back and I'm doing the best in my ability to help them do what they're doing, which supports our mission.
Right.
So I was very engaged in that. And that's one of the reasons why I really chose not to try and promote. I did not want to get removed from that because I felt I was my best being able to influence those things. And here in San Antonio, frankly, while I was a GS-15, not an SES, I was the district chief. The U.S. attorney sits right here.
Yeah.
So I had everything I needed to be able to do the political work for my job and for the division. So Houston management left me alone and let me run my own show here.